Is it harmony and peace or war and retribution? Hello Stargazers, Brian Coulter here, evolutionary astrologer, for another horoscope report for the upcoming Libra full moon that happens on April 5th or 6th, depending on what time zone you're in. But really we're going to be talking about the energy of the whole month because April is quite thematic and this energy will continue to build until we hit our total solar eclipse in about 2 or 3 weeks. So we'll be able to dive in fully. Before we get to that though, I just want to give a big thank you to everybody out there. We just hit 20,000 subscribers. It's like, oh my God, I never thought the channel would get this far. I started back in 2019 or something, and the growth has been exponential, and I can't thank you enough. I've had a lot of fun. I love doing these videos, and I love doing the astrology and then tying it into the meditation at the end. And I just thank everybody for your support. And I also want to say that I have an ongoing weekly meditation on Zoom every Sunday at 11 a.m. Pacific time, totally free, where we get together and I do a live guided meditation and we meditate together for world peace. It's great for opening the crown and heart chakra, but also to send peace and love to Earth because we really need it right now. So again, thank you all, and I hope to see you tomorrow on Sunday. All right, now let's go ahead and look at the chart so we know what we're talking about here. Okay, there we are. Okay, so there's so much going on in the sky right now. We probably won't be able to cover it all. But of course, the two big headliners are Pluto finally entering a new sign of Aquarius that happened last month, along with Saturn entering Pisces last month. These are slow-moving planets, and for them to change sign in the same month is quite significant. Major energetic shift for humanity last month. And I won't repeat all that here. If you want to hear my take on it, I recommend watching the video I did 2 weeks ago called Pluto and Aquarius, where I went into much greater detail. But of course, they're such massive events that they're really inseparable from our understanding of what else is going on now during this full moon. So I probably will make mention to it a bit. But those are the big ones. Those are the whoppers. Now, as we can see, we have this full moon in Libra, and then all these planets oppose this full moon. You got Chiron, you got the Sun, you got Jupiter, you have Eris, all in the sign of Aries, oppose this moon. So we have a natural tension between Libra, which is the symbol of peace, and then Aries, which is the symbol of war, which is why I had that introduction at the beginning. Is it peace and harmony or war and retribution? So we'll unpack those ideas. And as we can see here, we have these planets in Taurus. You have Mercury, the north of the moon, Uranus, Venus, all in Taurus. And there's a lot of overlap in meaning between Taurus and Libra, actually, because they're the two signs of the zodiac that share the same planetary ruler. Venus. Venus rules Libra. Venus rules Taurus. So a lot of Libra, a lot of Taurus. Venus in her own sign, so she's on steroids right now. And they share, and this is more through the evolutionary astrology perspective here, both these symbols share the same evolutionary intention, which is peace, which is in stark polarity with war, the sign of the warrior, Aries. Now, Aries and Libra are opposite signs, so they're like opposite sides of the same coin. So they can get along, and we can find a positive integration, but there's also a natural tension between war and peace, obviously, or the archetypes that they represent. Aries known as the warrior, Libra known as the lover. So one of the primary evolutionary intentions during this Libra moon is, how can I create more peace, harmony, equilibrium in my moon, which is to say my heart, my emotional world, my subject of reality, in my astral body, if that's how you want to describe it, because emotions are purely energy. How can I create more of that tranquil energy in my emotional body during a time of war, so to speak? I heard my teacher say once, astrology is a finger pointing at reality. So as we observe reality this month, and we recognize during the season of the warrior, Aries, as it continues to build over the course of April leading up to this massive total solar eclipse right at the very tail end of Aries, we're going to see a lot of, in air quotes, war. And war can be destructive. And I don't mean literal warfare, although it'll probably include that too. That's part of the archetype. But the stress of war, we will feel the stress of war. Warriors, if you think about that archetype, they're passionate. So too are people more passionate than usual during the full moon. Because the moon represents our heart and our emotional world, when it's fully reflecting the light of the sun, it has a profound effect on the emotional bodies of individuals and within the collective. In general, and of course I'm generalizing here with these readings, but in general, people feel more strongly, they're more reactive, they're more emotional during full moons. All police officers and teachers of young kids know this, that there's more crime during full moons statistically, and kids tend to be more rambunctious during full moons because it has an effect on our emotional body. And then you add to that this strong, passionate warrior energy, which is supercharged right now, especially with Jupiter, the planet of expansion, in this sign of Aries. And Jupiter likes being in the sign of Aries, so Jupiter itself is quite strong and activated here, right next to the sun. Anything next to the sun is going to be supercharged because the sun represents sheer life force and vitality. It's like a big, dumb battery that supercharges anything it touches. Here it is supercharging an already strong Jupiter. Now, the dark side of this warrior archetype is fighting, is pride, is anger, can be fear. Competition is really emphasized here, especially with Eris in the sign of the warrior. The archetype I love to use for Eris is Moloch. And Moloch represents the dark side of competition. This idea where we're constantly trying to outdo each other, to get ahead. Dog-eat-dog world, survival of the fittest, sacrificing our own values and virtues and morality to get ahead, to be competitive. Now, we see this everywhere in the world, because of capitalism and all kinds of different things, where people will not take into account, okay, what I'm creating, does it harmfully impact others in any way? And they create the situation, they're competitively driven to create things, okay, that can be destructive in other instances. So Moloch represents this prideful attachment to compete. It's very egoic in nature. Now, there's a healthier side to competition, but the dark side is that Moloch energy. And this is heavily connected to money and greed. And corporations and governments fall into this trap, and they do things out of competition, out of fear that other people will do them before them, and they release it, they create it, whatever, and it causes destruction in other areas of life, in other systems, other ecosystems. Like there's a lot of suffering on the planet in a lot of ways, in large part because of this Moloch energy. The planet of expansion, Jupiter, also expanding this dark side of competition, which is very destructive. So we can keep our eyes peeled to see how this might manifest this month in April. And again, this energy continues to grow in strength until the solar eclipse towards the end of the month. Now, I rolled out that word retribution at the beginning of this, and I was actually inspired to look it up online because the word popped into my head, and I was like, well, let me get this exactly right, the meaning of it. And it actually has two definitions. The first one is punishment administered in return for a wrong committed. Kind of cause and effect. There are consequences to wrongs and rights for that matter. And there's some cases where that is appropriate, right? But the thing about punishment administered in for a wrong committed, oftentimes, when we have a person or people seeking retribution, people are susceptible to have their perception of reality a little bit off kilter from what reality actually is. And that's actually a major challenge of Saturn and Pisces. I talked about this in the last video, where it's hard to tell apart from what's real and not real. You know, and I used examples like AI and AI face filters and deep fake videos and stuff like that, because we're talking about technology, because this Pluto entering Aquarius, you know, really ushering us into this Aquarian age. And a big part of Aquarius is technology. And Saturn and Pisces is kind of blurring the lines. It's like, what's really going on here? And a title you can give for the age of Aquarius is the age of information. Here we are, you know, words that are been thrown around a lot over the last couple of years is, you know, misinformation and disinformation. In the age of information, Saturn and Pisces making that even murkier, you know. And when there's so much, you know, conflicting information out there and evidence out there, it's really hard to tell apart from what's real and not real, you know. So our perceptions of reality are highly susceptible to being manipulated. And for folks out there who are operating in fear consciousness, in that lower level of consciousness, they're much more easily manipulated. Okay. So, you know, this retribution, if perception is in alignment with reality, that can be a very negative thing, and that can be a challenge with this set of energies too. The second definition for retribution, which I found very interesting, I hadn't read this before, is punishment or reward distributed in a future life based on the performance in this life. Whoa, I was blown away about that, because that's basically just karma. You know, good karma, bad karma. So that's a great evolutionary question right now, because it's, you know, that word retribution is associated with Aries, but it's also associated with Jupiter, the planet of righteousness and justice. Those are words associated with Jupiter. So if we think about that definition, that second definition, a great evolutionary question is, what punishment or reward do I want distributed in my future life based on my performance in this one? Or, you know, make it more exacting to where you are now based on how I function in this month, you know, or in this next couple weeks. Now, the positive expression of the warrior is the higher octave or higher consciousness emotional states, because we're very much focused on emotions with this full moon, which is bravery and courage and strength and determination and willpower and resolve. Those are positive qualities of the warrior. So will I have this strength to remain in peace? You know, that's the tension between, or that's a beautiful integration between the Aries and the lover. So much peace energy between this Libra and Taurus. Here we are in planet Earth, school of hard knocks, a lot going on here, very chaotic environment, a lot of suffering on this planet. And because of that suffering, that's the whole reason that people manifest the darker expressions of these symbols, whatever they are, because of their suffering and because of their egoism. But when we talk about high consciousness thoughts and emotions and states of being, the more virtuous capabilities of humans, we look to the light side of the force. And we think about generating good karma or retribution. How can I remain in peace within this chaotic environment? How can I remain in internal equilibrium during war? How can I make a perpetual peace treaty in this very chaotic environment? And that takes warrior strength and willpower. And you can also use this more fiery, feisty, proactive energy in an evolved way by paying close attention to where these planets in Aries are in your birth chart. You know, especially the Jupiter. It's like, where's Jupiter? Wherever Jupiter is in your chart, a great question to ask is, how am I underestimating myself It's the planet of faith building. In the sign of the warrior, how am I underestimating myself? Where am I afraid? Where am I holding back? Jupiter will always be in a house of your chart. Here you can see it's in the second house of this randomized chart. But if you look at your birth chart, you're going to have 20 degrees of Aries somewhere in your chart. Just look to see where that is. And you'll know where to ask that question. You learn a little bit about what that house means. How am I underestimating myself? And how am I going to take warrior action in this direction, this second house direction or whatever house it is, to develop more faith in myself and my abilities? And the most magical quality of Jupiter is it is the lucky planet, the planet of luck, yes, also expansion, as I said. It's known as the greater benefic for a reason. So if you lean into this expansive Jupiter towards a deeper inner fulfillment, an inner confidence, saying to yourself, I'm worth it. I'm going to go all in here. That's when the lucky planet's really activated. So there's ways to be assertive in our life towards our own growth and evolution, which is beautiful. And the more you do that, it might be intimidating at times as you push yourself, but you're going to feel much better. And you're going to feel much stronger when you emerge on the other side. And that will also help to generate this inner peacefulness. Instead of the reactivity, the let's say, ego inflation quality of this, where we combat, we fight. If you have an egoic attachment to a certain idea that's in juxtaposition to somebody else's idea that you're both very passionate about and you're fighting it out, there's going to be no resolution, because the other person, each person won't hear each other. And in fact, it'll actually strengthen that warrior archetype within you. There's too much ego in the game in that situation. So just applying this warrior confidence and willpower in a specific area or areas in your life to expand in that area of your life is a positive expression of this. Because if you fight with it, or if you compete with it, and you generate more of that stress-based or anger-based or pride or fear-based energy with the warrior, it will knock you out of that equilibrium, which is the whole point of having this Libra full moon with all this Taurus energy as well, Venus, the goddess of peace, in the sign of nature. So you could see how this polarity really plays off each other. And there's other great ways to work with Libra too, and ways to generate peace, creating harmony in your relationships. It's fundamentally a relationship sign. And the moon is about relationships too, because it's about, that's the essence of intimacy, is heart connection. It's also the symbol of the artist. So sure, if you are inclined to create art, beautiful time for that as well, But really it's about the perception of beauty. And some of that is the creation of beauty, but also perceiving outer beauty translates to inner beauty and inner peace. It's like, full moon, what do I want to do with this Libra? Maybe me and my partner go out and see the ballet or something like that. Or go to the art museums and really get into this place of awe, the perception of beauty. So there's ways that you can, playfully co-create with the divine with this energy. And you can take it in a lot of different directions, but we recognize the core polarity and tension between them, and we always keep our eye on the prize. And another great way to generate peace is through meditation. And, everybody knows I'm a big advocate for meditation, but that is one of the most powerful ways of working with Saturn and Pisces, committing to a consistent meditation practice. Pisces is the mystic archetype. And this will be an ongoing theme throughout this year, because Saturn has joined Neptune in this sign. Neptune rules this sign, and this will continue to grow in power, especially towards the end of this year and the beginning of next year, as these two planets begin to conjunct each other. But that's a great way to work with this as well. So we circle back to the first question. Is it peace and harmony, or war and retribution? How about this? Peace and harmony and bravery and courage. Let's go that way. These are the core evolutionary intentions, with the goal being to expand our consciousness. Now we're going to transition to the meditation. Please use headphones for best results, and I hope you enjoy it. Sit in a nice, comfortable position, and take care that your spine is straight. We will begin with some etheric breathing, and this will be 6 seconds per inhale. Hold the breath for 3 seconds. 6 seconds per exhale. Hold the breath for 3 seconds. So 6-3, 6-3, and I'll guide you through it. And let's begin. Inhale deep into the belly and then the lungs. Hold the breath. And now exhale from the belly and then the lungs. Hold the breath. Inhale again. Nice deep breath. And hold. Exhale slowly. And hold. Inhale again. And hold. Exhale. Hold. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. And now return to your normal breath. And concentrate in the belly area and solar plexus. And visualize a sky blue sphere in your stomach. And each time you inhale, see that sphere grow brighter. You're breathing in etheric vitality into your stomach as the frequency of sky blue it has a calming effect on your physical body. And now silently say, I want perfect health in my physical body. And now concentrate in the chest area, not on the physical heart, but the whole chest. And visualize a beautiful rosy pink sphere in and around your chest. Big, beautiful sphere. And with each inhale, you see it grow brighter. You're breathing in pink etheric vitality into your emotional center. relaxing all your emotions and your desires, increasing the frequency of love and peace. And feel the peace within you. And silently say to yourself, I want perfect health in my emotional body. And now move up to the head center. And now visualize a golden sphere in and around your head. And feel this golden color relax all your thoughts and intentions. Feel it increase your creative faculties and divine inspiration. Each time you inhale, see the gold color grow brighter, more luminous. Feel the peace and the bliss in your head center. And silently say, I want perfect health for my mental body. And now let the color fade. And visualize yourself at the beach near the sea on a beautiful warm day. And you're sitting by the ocean. Feel the sun warming your body. Listen to the waves. Notice the small stones and shells of different colors in the sand. They are hot from the sun. You can also see some of these stones glistening in the water. As the water ebbs out after a little while, you see them dry in the heat of the sun. Inhale the rich salt air. Breathe in the iodine. And smell the many unique fragrances of the sea. As waves break on the rocks, feel water spray your face. You are a happy human being. And now you're walking barefoot towards the shore. Absorb the sun through the hot sand. And take a few steps into the cool water. curl your toes into the sand and feel it squish between your toes. Feel your feet sink in. Walking further into the water, feel the sea embrace your legs. As you enter deeper water, the sea engulfs your whole body. You are swimming. Sense the resistance of the water as you swim. And now plunge beneath the surface. Feel and see the rays of the sun passing through the water to reach your body. And dive deeper and see the immense beauty under the sea, all the life of the sea. You feel free, calm, and light. It's as if you were one with the water. And attune yourself to the element of water and become one with it. Feel the harmony. As you become one with the water, feel that you are breathing through every pore of your body this energy of water. Slowly float up and allow your head to surface, and then the rest of your body. Float on your back. Allow the salt water to hold you, and turn your face to the sun. Feel its warmth on your face as you attune to the element of fire. Feel your vibrations are changing. Feel the wind kiss your face. Tune yourself to the element of wind and feel full of etheric vitality. Slowly and gently, you start to come out of the sea and now lie down on the sand to let your body dry. Feel and hear the wind. Feel and hear the sea. Listen to the water. Hear the birds sing. You are one with everything. Feel all of creation within you. You have everything on this planet. Enjoy these gifts from God. See and feel all the elements working within your body. Work within you for perfect unity. You are healthy and strong. True happiness is cooperating with these elements. A golden ray embraces you. If you look at this light, you will see it as a six-pointed star. You are lying upon a bed of golden light. You are blessed. Attune yourself to the divine. Become one with the divine. Hear, feel, and understand the beautiful teachings of God, and recognize it is your inner nature. I am with you always, even unto the end of the world. Breathe deeply. Feel the love of absolute beingness in your heart. Keep it there. Slowly and gently feel your material body again. And increase the awareness of your environment. And gently wiggle your fingers and toes. And whenever you're ready, open your eyes.